Now we'll look at how to set your keyguard up for using clip-on straps. And this is a keyguard that would work with the iPad mini that you saw in the blue case earlier. And if I were just simply going to add clip-on straps to this now, it would be as simple as choosing the mounting method of clip-on straps. Then I get some grooves cut in either side of the keyguard. I can even I can add a vertical strap as well, meaning opposite these two straps, by saying yes. Then what I get are cuts made in the keyguard for a strap going the opposite direction. And that option is not there if you're in a case, simply because cases get very weird on this side or this side. But they're pretty regular on either side of the long dimension. So we'll put this back at no for now. And while we're here, we can set the distance between these clips. We can also set the width of the clip itself. So if I need a very narrow clip for some reason, all I do is change its width to something smaller than the default 20. I can set the distance anywhere between 20 millimeters between the openings to something possibly even larger than the keyguard itself. So that's larger than the keyguard, 120. And that's really the only thing I need to do to get clips defined properly if I'm not using a case. So then I would just simply save this definition, this model off, and print it. To get the clips themselves printed, I look in Special Actions and Settings and choose Clip. And now there's the clip that I would use to attach one end of a strap. And for the keyguard we saw a moment ago, I'd need 4 of these, or 6 if I had the strap going crosswise as well. Now we'll go back and look at that keyguard again. But this time we'll say that it's in the case that we looked at earlier, the blue case, which has a hard-sided screen protector inside a soft-sided case. And I'll go up here and we'll choose Have a Case. Yes, we do. Well, as we noticed earlier, the screen protector comes right up to the edge of the screen, meaning that there's very little plastic on either side of the keyguard to put these cuts into. And I might have had to do this anyway if I were creating this keyguard, but I need to add some additional width to this keyguard, compensate for the fact that the case itself is very narrow on either side. So down in Special Actions and Settings again, there's a way to compensate for tight cases either in height or in width. And we're just going to do the width compensation for now. And I'll just take this up a little bit at a time. And you'll be able to see that it's starting to thicken here. Look, zoom in. Starting to thicken here. I want to get that thickness all the way out until it's underneath the cut that we're going to put in the keyguard. And we're almost there. So I had to make it 12 millimeters thick, add 12 millimeters of thickness here, so that we have space for this little pedestal and the cut that goes inside it. And you can see the pedestal a little bit more clearly here. The pedestal's height, how far this little ramped area comes up, depends on how thick your keyguard is and how how far it is from the surface of the screen up to the edge of the case. We measured that previously in the video, and the distance of case down to the screen was about 6 millimeters. We find that value in the clip-on straps info region, along with things like case width and case thickness. But here's the case to screen depth. We'll up it to 6, which is what we measured for that case, and you may have noticed the pedestals got 1 millimeter taller to account for the extra distance between the edge of the case and the screen. Then we measured the case to be 230 millimeters wide, so we'll take it out there. And you won't see any obvious change here because we haven't changed the dimensions of the opening in the case. But what we are affecting right now is what the clip will look like. So since we've already seen what the case looks like, let's go take a look at those clips. And probably have to zoom out. So this is what the clip looks like to reach from the edge of the case all the way to that pedestal and groove cut in the keyguard. If we made the case wider, you'll see that the top of the clip extends out as well. But it's only 230. And then the case is 23 millimeters thick. So that'll increase the gap in the clip. So we can now reach completely around the thickness of the case. And the only other thing that would change this, now, because we're putting 4 clips on, we have to save this off and either print it 4 times or repeat it 4 times in the slicer before generating G-code. But remember how there are cases that are thicker on one side, not thicker, the distance between the edge of the case and the edge of the case opening is wider on one side than the other. Well, if it turns out that you have a case like that, all you do is measure the left side, it's called unequal left side of case, measure that distance. If it's the same as the right side, then leave this value at 0. If it's different, then you're just measuring the left side and you'll set this to the left side value. So I think we saw that with the OtterBox Defender case, the distance was 25 millimeters, which is not the same as the other side. So if we set this to 25 millimeters, it will actually model 2 clips for us. One that has a shorter edge, which is actually to accommodate the 25 millimeter, and one with a longer edge to accommodate the other side of the case. And then we'll save these off and print 2 of them, and then we have all 4 for the case. And that's really all there is to defining a case. A clip-on, a set of clips for a case, the measurements we already took, plus choosing generate clip, and your keyguard, you're also going to want to generate that, especially so that it has these pedestals that raise the groove all the way up to flush with the edge of the case.